As a smart contract developer or a smart contract researcher or an auditor, there are a few things you have to understand that what are the resources are available for you if you really want to build your smart contract in Solidity programming language, Cairo, no matter what programming language you want to pick. You have to find out the resources because ultimately you're going to use those resources when you're going to write your smart contract. And in this video, I will talk about that who can use this resource and when you are working on your project, how you can able to understand that when you have to utilize it, why that particular model is important in your smart contract. And you can also code it from scratch if you really want to have certain feature. You can simply use it and you can code it as well. You have both the option. But when it's come to a Solidity programming language, why it's got so standardized at the moment that most of the contract which you will find on the EVM compatible chain. As of now, there are other programming language we have which support EVM compatible chain, but most of the contract which is written at the moment, you will find that Solidity holds the top priority. Like 95 of the contract, 95% or maybe 98% or 99% of the contract is written in Solidity because it was the first programming language, and most of the contract we have deployed till now, that's all in the Solidity in the EVM compatible chain. So when it's come to libraries, when it's come to writing a smart contract, you have to know about it, that when you're going to launch your crypto token, when you're going to launch your staking model, when you're going to launch and build any complex model, whether it could be an NFT marketplace, whether it could be a state management or a vasting system, whatever it is, how you're going to implement those logic. So when you're definitely going to write the entire smart contract, but there are a couple of libraries, well tested, well audited libraries which you can include in your smart contract to foster your development, and you can be 100% sure that this contract is well audited, so I can include the specific model and I can utilize it in my program. And that's what happens right now. Most of the contract which you will find on EVM compatible chain, somehow or the other they use these libraries extensively. So today I want to talk about Open Zeppelin, and it's really powerful. Again, if you're an absolute beginner, I would not suggest you to use it straight away. I would first suggest you to build your foundation. Try to understand that what exactly the smart contract programming language is and why it's so important. What are the variables we can include in the smart contract, in the context label, in the state label, in the memory label? What are the way we can define the function? How we can able to reduce the cost of the gas. If you include certain variable, it's going to cost you higher gas consumption. So first you have to build your foundation. A lot of you make this particular mistake that instead of understanding the core fundamentals of the programming language, you start using this library which take most of the works away from you. If I ask you that how ownership work exactly, you might get confused when it's come to building a logic. But we have this library which you can able to use it, import it in your contract, and you can simply import in the model and you can call it. How this exactly work? Have you ever explored the contract which you use behind the scene? Like when you do the installation of any Open Zeppelin contract, you have the entire contract in your architecture, but have you opened that particular contract model and you have tried to understand that what exactly is there in that particular contract? You haven't done it. Because recently when I was auditing the smart contract, I have found a lot of vulnerability. Like these are the basic things you have to understand if you really want to be a smart contract developer, if you really want to work in the security field, because there you're going to spend most of the time. Definitely when a contract will come, you're going to spend most of the time for testing the contract, making sure that the contract is well optimized for gas consumption, all the variables are properly in place, all the state check which you are doing, whether it could be a transfer of the data, whether it could be a sell, whether it could be a ownership, whether it could be a commission model. When you're going to call external contract, that's all you have to understand, that what exactly happening and how you can able to proceed the entire transaction model and how you're going to code all of that and include in the feature. So this is very important. Like this Open Zeppelin is really powerful. I would suggest you that if you gain enough understanding, so first you have to spend at least 20 to 30 days in your core programming language in the Solidity smart contract. After that, you will find that these things will become very easy, very smooth for you. You can easily able to build the contract and use this library. A lot of you get scared whenever I import this library, that how it's working, what we have behind the scene, because this kind of question is going to be asked definitely when you will sit in the interview. They will ask you that why we have used this particular library, what it does, and how the architecture is designed, because that's is the most important thing. Before you're going to write the entire contract, you're going to build the architecture, that how, what technology you're going to utilize it, how it's going to call, how it's going to do the check for the ownership if you want to implement that, how you're going to block the re-entrancy attack, how you're going to handle the overflow model, how you're going to handle the ownership. That's all you will understand. So building your foundation is one of the area which you have to focus at your early stage. And trust me, right now most of the developers are very distracted, very busy, and try to avoiding this important concept which you can't absolutely neglect. You have to give your time, you have to learn the fundamentals. Once you will do it, again, it's a 1 month labor. If you give the consistent 1 month hard work, after that things will become very easy for you. You can easily able to utilize this open zeppelin contract. We have chainlink libraries which we can include to validate the pricing. Whether you want to build a gaming application, chainlink is powerful. You can use Oracle. Tons of data set we have, tons of predefined libraries we have which we can include it. So that's why I'm telling you that come back here and try to look at the model, because sometimes what happened that you have to look at the contract, the program, and you will understand that what exactly going on. Sometimes you have to build. So again, I would highly encourage you to come back to the blockchain coder and try to build at least 4 to 5 projects. This won't take you more than a month. If you give your dedicated every single day 2 to 3 hours, it will take you only like 10 to 15 days to build 3 to 4 projects. So come back here. This is your core project which you have to include: supply chain, crowdfunding, decentralized voting tab, and this NFT marketplace. This will give you enough understanding. After that, you are ready to build any type of project. So once you gain the understanding of these, after that you have to build the one more project, which is a Uniswap clone. This Uniswap clone, this will teach you every single thing which you have to know as a smart contract developer. You will be master complete programming language. After that, you can scale it up. It's come down to your research, come down to your architecture which you want to implement. So this is really very important for you. I would highly encourage you that if you are not starting up smart contract development at the moment, just do it. Just give your. Right now there is a lot of distraction. Absolutely, right now we have that. A lot of this AI noise you are getting, you're going to definitely have this one. But you have to give your time. You have to wait and try to understand and build your foundation. Once you will do that, things will become very easy for you. Just do it. For the next 1 month, you will see the changes when you go to utilize this AI foundations, AI model into your workflow. It's going to be more sense, and you will have more control over these tools, which is really powerful, very efficient, and you can use it in the next level way. So that's the thing you have to keep in mind. And just check this library, build your foundation, then start using this library. Go through the structure which they are implementing. Try to map how the data is getting validated, how the data is getting transferred and tracked down. So that's the only thing I want to cover in this video. If you have any question, any doubt, do let me in the comment section. I'll definitely try to help in that. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.